Newcastle fans, this story will hit you hard. A homegrown talent, a kid who always dreamed of shining at St. James Park, ended up leaving due to a forced decision. And now, the truth is coming out. Eddie Howe finally opened up about the sale of Elliot Anderson and revealed what really happened behind the scenes. Hold on tight, because what he said explains much more than it seemed at the time. So subscribe to the channel and come understand how Newcastle ended up making a mistake that still hurts many. Eddie Howe made no bones about it. Newcastle United, according to him, made a mistake by selling Elliot Anderson to Nottingham Forest for around $35 million. The manager was blunt in admitting that the youngster's departure was the result of pure pressure. One of those situations where time and the Premier League's financial rules simply overwhelm the club's decisions. Howe explained that the club was trapped by the PSR, the regulation that measures the financial health of English teams. With the deadline looming, Newcastle needed to sell, and quickly, to avoid risking losing points in the league. It was a rushed deal. We were up against the clock trying to avoid a penalty, the manager admitted. In terms of the buyback clause, we had no leverage to negotiate. Our position was practically non-existent. In other words, the club knew they were letting go of a gem, and even more painful, with no guarantee of being able to bring him back. When asked if he regretted the decision, Howe didn't shy away from the answer. He was candid, showing that the episode still affects him. "I don't think about it every day, but there are times when it comes back to me," the manager said. "It didn't feel right then, and it still doesn't feel right today. We were forced to make a decision we didn't want. A player who did everything he could to reach the first team was sacrificed due to financial constraints. And it's impossible not to hear the tone of frustration in every word." Howe made it clear that Anderson's departure was a bitter blow, both for him and for the club. "We wish Elliot the best, of course. It has nothing to do with him, but with the circumstances we were subjected to." Despite this feeling of regret, Howe doesn't hide his pride in seeing the boy's growth. Anderson is now a big name at Nottingham Forest and is beginning to establish himself with the England national team. "I'm very happy for him and his family," said Howe. "He's a fantastic lad, dedicated, hard-working, and you see his progress on the pitch. But at the same time, there's this contradictory feeling, why should he be doing this with our shirt?" The coach praised Anderson's technical talent and his personality on and off the pitch. "He's exceptional with the ball, he has courage, and he's a player who always strives to improve. I hope his career continues to grow because he deserves it." On the other hand, Elliot Anderson also spoke about his feelings about leaving his beloved club. He confessed that it wasn't an easy decision, but that he needed to believe in himself. "It was a difficult decision, but I needed to step out of my comfort zone. I believed I was ready to play in the Premier League every week," he said. "I think if I hadn't made that move, I wouldn't be in the position I'm in today." Mature words from a player who has grown a lot since leaving St. James's Park. He understood that sometimes, to achieve a dream, you have to take a step outside of it. And now, with Howe's revelation, the question that haunts every Newcastle fan remains. Will Elliot Anderson ever wear black and white again? The manager would like that. The fans would too. But football, we know, isn't always fair to those who truly love it. The fact is, the club learned the hard way the price of a hasty sale. And Anderson, who left out of necessity, today shows exactly what Newcastle lost. If you think the club should try to bring the kid back, comment below. And if you want to stay up to date with what's going on behind the scenes at Newcastle, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. Because here at Magpies News, we tell you everything fans want to know. Straight to the point, no fluff.